I am sick, so let me go ahead and apologize for like my nasally voice in advance. I just wanted to talk about some key points from the State of the Union address, which I thought were amazing, and how that translates to positive takeaways that we as Americans can have for the next year to look forward to. So it is no secret that I am a moderate voter. I think the State of the Union address was amazing. I think that Donald Trump is so personable. I think that he speaks with such truth, and like you can tell that this man has a love for like transparency and just championing the truth and like helping Americans. I don't want to jump ahead too quickly, but when you compare it to the opposition party's speech, it comes off as robotic. And when I found out that the lady was a former CIA agent, I was like, that makes sense because she comes off like a robot. And just for comparison really quickly, I do know that John Kiriakou is also a former CIA agent. Obviously not everybody has a personality. Hers is definitely more derivative of that of a robot. Anyways, before I get to the flop of the opposition speech, some key takeaways for me from President Trump's speech was I did say that he was going to talk about egg prices. I did say that. Egg prices are down. The economy is good. Like people were memeing him for the first year being like, Republicans, I thought you cared about egg prices. I thought you cared about egg prices. And then all of a sudden you move the goalpost when egg prices are literally down. $2.79 for 24 eggs at my local Costco in Southern California, when California is one of the most expensive states to live in, is a good deal. So I know eggs are less pricey in even less expensive states. I also think that the president did such a good job highlighting the key difference between himself and his party and Democrats when it comes to the border and protecting Americans moving forward, because we know who protects us, who cares about us, and who doesn't, with Democrats literally failing to stand up for Americans, instead choosing to sit down in favor of illegal immigrants. For context, I did watch the State of the Union more like a podcast, like I had it playing on my iPad while I was making dinner, but I did catch this moment. I cannot stress enough that Democrats have such a disdain for our country and like our processes and our government, because you literally cannot show me a time that Republicans acted like this during a State of the Union address. They might sit there looking grumpy, but they're respectful and they wait for their opposition's rebuttal when they're not in power, right? But Democrats, for some reason, act like this. My favorite moment of the entire night was definitely when everybody chose to stand up to applaud the president when he said that he was committed to putting an end to insider trading information, which I did find it very funny that the very next thing after everybody stood up that he said was he commented about how if Nancy Pelosi was there, he wasn't sure if she would stand up. And I'm pretty sure she's famously like known for having insider information. Like that's where she's made a lot of money from, allegedly. But I did find that funny that he immediately mentioned that after everybody stood up, including Democrats. But yeah, overall, I think it was a 10 out of 10 State of the Union. And I do feel that most Americans would have left watching that speech with a sense of calm and reassurance, knowing that the president is committed to our border security and protecting Americans.